Our first thing to notice in the reading is there was a sacrifice made, a heifer or a young cow. But the thing is that this sacrifice was made to be made as a sin offering. But when anyone prepared the sacrifice, they were deemed unclean and they were shut out for a time until they were made clean in the eyes of the law. You see, dear friends, it involved a great sacrifice to prepare for the sacrifice. Our ministers go to great lengths to ensure that we are walking faithfully in the ways of God. They too make sacrifices. They sacrifice their time, their energy in listening to everyone. So, my dear friends, continue to pray for our ministers. And then in the second chapter, very sad because Moses and Aaron did not enter into the promised land through disobedience. In Exodus chapter 17, we read that Moses was instructed to strike the rock. But then later on, he was told to speak to the rock. But he didn't listen to God and he struck the rock. I believe this is a direct metaphor for pointing to Christ, who is our rock of ages. And he's only struck down once, only struck down on the cross. He doesn't need to be struck down again a second time. We may be thinking this is harsh and this is cruel of God to not allow Moses into the promised land. First of all, we're not God and his ways are not our ways. But also, dear friends, remember that Moses was a man who fellowshiped with God, who met with God daily. He knew God, who saw the back of God. So this was perhaps done in anger, in disobedience, in defilement to God, when he was pressured by all the people, for whatever reason. But my dear friends, it makes us certain that we must obey the things that God tells us to do and not try to compromise or not try to do things in our own strength, but to listen to the voice of God, to trust in him, trust in his word, and trust again our elders and our leaders, trust that they know what is best for us as they are immersed in God, as they seek God. Oh, my friends, trust and obey, for there is no other way to be happy in Jesus than to trust and obey.